Conservative new media viewers and JLin fans around the world, what's up? It's me, PFV, Paul F. Villarreal, the NBA expert, and it's been quite a while since I've talked to you guys, and I didn't actually expect to make this video, but I was looking through some comments in a couple of the other videos that John made, and people are like, hey, where's Paul? Is Paul okay? Etc., etc., etc. So I wanted to make this video quick. There's a couple different things to talk about regarding Jeremy. I also want to talk about a couple things about myself, but I'll save that to the end of the video, just in terms of what's going on with me, what's up, etc., etc., etc. So if you want to hear about that, I'll put that in the last, 5 or 10 minutes of the video. But first, we will talk about Jeremy. Now, there's a number of different things that have happened with Jeremy since the last time I made a video about him, which was, almost a month ago now. As I said, I was going on a trip to Florida. That's the main thing that I was doing, but the other things I'll talk about later. First of all, Jeremy obviously was concluding his trip in Asia, and one of the things that he did in Asia was he gave his testimony. And I never really got to comment about that. I know that John did a video about it, which I know you guys like, which is good. Look, the testimony was great. I watched it. I watched the video of it. I watched the whole thing. If you guys saw the video of it, you saw how many people were there. It was packed. I mean, that was just huge. Look, I really appreciate that Jeremy was honest about what he went through in Houston last year. And you know what? People need to hear that. Because let's remember, most of the world aren't professional athletes. They don't have a lot of money. They don't have a lot of fame. Nobody cares about them. I'm talking about people in people in China, people in Taiwan, not all of them, of course, but there's a lot of people, and in the United States, that struggle. They're struggling, and nobody's making videos about them, and nobody's talking about them. So for somebody like Jeremy to be honest about his struggles, that's really meaningful for, a 14-year-old girl that's having a hard time in her life, and maybe her family doesn't have a lot of money, and to hear somebody like Jeremy talk about, hey, I was so anxious, I couldn't eat, I couldn't sleep, that means a lot. That can really touch a person. And look, it touched me. We've all gone through our struggles, and it is easy to look at somebody like Jeremy and think everything's great. Well, it's not always great. And so I really enjoyed it quite a bit. And I thought the whole presentation was great. I watched more of the entire show, and they really did a good job. Now, I know that Jeremy gave a similar testimony at, I believe, the Identity event not too long ago, maybe a few days ago, in the Bay Area. And I did not get to see that testimony, though the people that saw it said it was similar. And look, it's great. Jeremy is a very religious person. And you see that in his videos with the Bible verses. He talks about God, a fair amount. This is important to him. There's people saying, oh, why is he doing this? He's seeking attention. No, he always does this. He's always doing this. This is part of who he is as a human being. And so this is part of the package. I'm glad he's still doing it when he doesn't have to do it. But now it's more meaningful for the people that watch it because he is who he is, and he's had the success that he has had. But he always did this. This is just who he is. And I think it's tremendous, and I thought the presentation was great. Supreet Singh basketball was asking it what I thought about it, and that's exactly what I thought about it. It was tremendous. And let me just say this, too, while it's on my mind. I'm sorry, this is kind of an unscheduled video, and I just have a whole bunch of things to say. JLin, I'm sorry I did not get a chance to write you back when you wrote to us about the stuff for John. I'm sorry. I apologize about that. I know John wrote you back, which is good. It's just there's a whole bunch going on right now. And I'm sorry about that, but hopefully we can talk again soon. I'll try to remember to write you soon. I hope everything's going well for you. I'm sure you're very busy right now. Next, let me say thank you to the Jeremy Only Lynn Garden fan club for the gifts that were sent to John. Obviously, he really appreciated them. I know he made a video, and you guys got to see that and respond to that. It's great. John had on the cap and, and the little, the thumbnail picture. He has a little doll in his hand, and, that's John. And it's good that, he's having fun and having a good time with the gifts. And we both really appreciate what you guys have done for us. Not just the gifts, but the pictures that you helped us use, the information that you've given to us, the translations, everything. We're all in this together. We're all fans of Jeremy, and it's great because his fan club is a great community around the world, and John and I are thankful that we can be part of it, and we really appreciate your kindness and the warm gesture. So thank you. Now, there was an interview recently with Jeremy where he was in China. This is actually, obviously this was filmed when he was in China, but it was released fairly recently. I'll see if I can get a link for it and put it in the video description below the video player. He said a lot of good things. It was about a 9-minute video. And I saw this by way of Clutch fans, so let me give them a shout out for that. The things that I took out of it more than anything else was that he talked about how he knows he has to improve, that the criticism of him last year was fair, and he also said, and this was good to hear in some ways, because the interviewer, who I thought did a very good job, the interviewer said to him, hey, man, maybe your confidence was a little bit low last year, or I don't know, something like this, or, maybe you need to kind of be boosted up confidence, or maybe you're too humble. That's what it was. They were talking about Jeremy being humble. And what Jeremy said is, well, what I've learned through my faith is that I'm actually a pretty proud person. And that's true. And I don't mean that in a bad way. Jeremy has a lot of self-belief. That's the reason why he's been able to do what he's done. Again, this is somebody who has been dissed over and over and over and over again throughout his entire basketball career, the whole way through. And a lot of personal attacks in that stretch. But he kept at it. He kept persevering. And you can only do that if you have a strong sense of belief. Yeah, that's not pride, but that's basically what Jeremy was saying. Hey, look, man, I feel pretty good about myself. I know I'm good. It's essentially what I took out of what he's saying. And that's good. You can't let it get the better of you, but you need it. Until Jeremy is able to clearly establish himself as a starting point guard, which I believe he's already done, but as you guys know, there's plenty of people that don't feel that way, including many Houston fans. He needs that. And many top athletes need that. You need a chip on your shoulder. You need an edge. You need something. And if no one else believes in you, you have to believe in you. And so that's good. I was glad that Jeremy said that. And that's what I took out of that interview. Now, the next thing is there was another interview recently done with Dwight Howard. And this, again, I saw by way of Clutch fans. And it was good. This was also China or Taiwan. I think it was in China. One of the things Dwight said in the interview that was great was he said he, meaning Dwight, he wants to help get Linsanity started again. I mean, I was just like, yeah, when he said that. And, that just didn't go over real well with the hater posse over at Clutch fans. But it's just like I said, dude, Dwight's on board. Dwight's on board. And I know Joyce Ward was talking about this in the comments of John's video. Again, I'm still looking through the comments and everything, even though I haven't made any videos. Joyce, I just want to say I love your new picture. Looks great. Yes, I noticed these things just like the last time you changed your picture. As I said, I read all the comments. I see everybody's everything. Dwight, first of all, Dwight likes Jeremy, number one. Number two, Jeremy and Dwight are very similar people. They're both very religious people. I mean, Dwight, baby mamas and all that. He's still a very religious person. Or he talks about religion a lot. And I think, it does mean a lot to him, even though, maybe he's not walking the line in the same way that Jeremy might be walking the line. But that's important to Dwight. And let's be honest here. Jeremy's a star. Particularly he's a star in Asia. Now, Dwight's also a star in Asia. And Dwight in his interview with the Chinese company, I believe it was, he said, "Look, I've been coming to Asia I've been coming to China since 2006. So it's not like Dwight doesn't need Jeremy for popularity in Asia, but it doesn't hurt any either. It's just like anytime you see an NBA guy of any stature go to the Philippines, they're always trying to find Manny Pacquiao. Why? Because Manny Pacquiao is a king of the Philippines. So it's like, if you want to do well in Asia, especially in Taiwan, it's pretty good to be friends with JLin. That's not a bad idea. But again, I think Dwight does like Jeremy, and I do think they get along well because of their religious background. So that's good. Next thing, and the billboards for the season have gone up in Houston, and there's 4 people on the billboards: James Harden, Dwight Howard, Chandler Parsons, and JLin. That's right, JLin. Jeremy, he's going to get traded in the offseason. Lin is on the billboards. So I don't know what that means, but I think it's a good thing. Let's just put it that way. Also, I saw Jeremy gave an autographed jersey to be given to, I believe, first responders in Houston on the anniversary of 9/11. First responders meaning, I believe, firemen and firewomen and police officers. The people that are first responders to an accident or a scene of devastation like what took place on 9/11. So that was good to see. And I saw a photo of that, and they were holding up Jeremy's jersey, so that's really good. Another thing, I've seen several reviews of Linsanity in terms of movie reviews from people that have just seen it. Just like, they just got let in to see it in advanced screenings. And I know it's coming out very shortly in Los Angeles, I believe. I want to say like September 14th, or I don't know. Maybe that's an advanced screening. And obviously it's opening up around October 4th in various parts around the world. And the reviews are positive. The first review I saw was from Bleacher Report by a guy, Kevin Ding, who actually just moved over to Bleacher Report from the Orange County Register newspaper. He loved it. This other review, I did not read it, but it was from somebody in the Los Angeles Times, and they also liked it. So this is good. I'm sure if you've seen the different clips, it looks great, man. Look, if you like Jeremy, I'm sure you're going to like this movie. And I give a lot of respect to the filmmakers because they started filming it before Jeremy was, certainly before Linsanity 1.0. And it's good. It's really good. I can't wait to see it. I'm looking forward to see it. And it should be a lot of fun. Let's see. What else? Okay. As has been mentioned in the comments, and I know that Joyce Ward was commenting on this too. Yes, Jeremy is apparently in Denver right now training with Dwight Howard and Akeem Olajuwon and various members of the coaching staff. Now, I don't know how this works. Like, I'm imagining this is informal, just like the informal training camp session that was held in L.A. earlier this summer after Dwight signed with the Rockets. The reason why you do informal type of things like this is because I believe in the collective bargaining agreement, which is an agreement between the players and the owners. You're only allowed so many practice days per year. And so, like, you can't, I don't know all the guidelines, but I don't think you can hold official practices in the summer. And so these types of things, you can do them, but they have to be informal. Look, it's great. This is great. I mean, the one thing that we all know, because we watch Jeremy in New York, and a lot of Houston fans, unfortunately, don't seem to understand, is that Jeremy is phenomenal at feeding the big man, particularly with alley-oops and these types of passes. So for him to start working to get chemistry with Dwight now, that's enormous. That's huge. So I'm very pleased with that. And it says good things, I would imagine, in terms of the coaching staff and how they feel, whatever. This is good. And Jeremy, in case it wasn't clear by the Reloaded video and everything else, yeah, he's putting in the extra work this summer. And this is part of that work. Training camp doesn't start until, I believe, September 27th. And he's still going to work. He did his tour of Asia. That's done. Now it's back to work. It's very good. I don't know the details. I haven't heard everything. But it's certainly a good sign. So, excuse me. That's pretty much the latest. Those are the main things that I've heard about recently, or in the last 3 or 4 weeks since I last made a video. Also heard, I believe Jonathan Feynman. Am I saying that? Is that his name? I'm sorry. I have been out of the mix reading people's columns and stuff. Just did a question and answer interview with Patrick Beverly. And I know Beverly said he gained 7 or 10 pounds this summer. Good. That's great. One of the things I've told you guys before is Patrick's not a really big guy. And so having a little bit of extra bulk on him will help him hold his ground on defense against guys like Reggie Jackson. Reggie Jackson was able to overpower him. And so that's a very good sign. I actually wrote this on Clutch Fans yesterday as Phi Slamma. I've been doing a huge amount of research recently, I often do a lot of NBA research just on various topics. What I was doing recently was research on Steve Nash, just for another project. There was a team of the Phoenix Suns There was one of their teams in the late 1990s that had in the same season, that team had on these 4 different point guards: Kevin Johnson, Sam Cassell, Jason Kidd, and Steve Nash. Now, for those of you that are newer to the NBA, Kevin Johnson and Sam Cassell are like borderline Hall of Famers. Certainly Kevin Johnson is, and honestly, Sam Cassell should be, even if he isn't. He had an excellent, excellent career, and if you're a Rockets fan, you know how great Sam Cassell is during the championship years, 94, 95. So those are 2 tremendous point guards. And then you add into it Jason Kidd, who is clearly a Hall of Famer, and Steve Nash, who is clearly a Hall of Famer. That was early in Nash's career. He hadn't really established himself yet. But still, I mean, in a situation like that, who gets to play? I mean, who has to sit the bench? So what I was telling the people there, because, it's the typical Beverly versus Lin stuff and blah, blah, blah. Look, dudes, calm down. It's much better to have 2 good point guards than 0 good point guards. Look, I know Jeremy can play. You guys know Jeremy can play. There's still a lot of Rockets fans that don't understand that yet, but I think they're going to figure that out quick. Patrick Beverly can play. I absolutely believe Patrick Beverly has the ability and the potential to be a starting point guard in the NBA. So if both Jeremy and Patrick are ready to go this year, great. Doesn't have to be, who's gonna get the press and who's gonna get the start, and who cares? Who cares? It doesn't matter. As I was talking about that Phoenix Suns lineup, all those guys, they got their time. Yeah, some of them had to go to different teams. So what? Again, I hope Jeremy stays with Houston, because now they're a contender. But Jeremy's going to be fine no matter where he goes. He's going to be just fine, and he will succeed as long as he stays healthy, because now he's working at his skill set. Now he's got his money. He's going to be fine. So don't worry about it. And if you're over Clutch fans, don't get into it with the Patrick Beverly people, including the people who just are bringing up Patrick Beverly because they want to make Jeremy look bad. And you know who I'm talking about. But don't worry about it. It's just, I'm out of that cycle. I'm not doing that anymore. Just don't waste your time. It's going to be fine no matter what. As long as Jeremy's healthy, he's going to be fine. I'm sure of that, no matter where he is. So, yeah, like I said, I hope both Patrick Beverly and Jeremy are ready to roll this year. I like Patrick Beverly. I like him a lot. You remember, you guys, I was telling you, hey, this guy is a big improvement over Tony Douglas. And he is. I also hope Aaron Brooks and Scott Kanan, Kanan's the draftee, are also good. The biggest weaknesses on this team going into the year are point guard and power forward. Who's going to play them? Is anybody going to play them well? So if the point guard can be shorn up, that's huge. That's huge. Really, really big. Look, I was looking over this roster. I did a bunch of research on the team, and at some point I'll try to do a preview video for the team. This roster is extremely talented. It's just a matter of can guys stay healthy? How quickly is it going to come together? How much with the chemistry, and that takes time. And are those spots at power forward and point guard, are they ready to produce? Because this is a young team. Jeremy and Patrick, they might not be fully ready yet, at a championship level. That's okay. But the talent on the team is incredible. Exceptional. This is a top, at least top 8 team in terms of talent in the NBA. That's basically like, top quarter or right around there. just in terms of talent. And that is phenomenal. So hopefully they'll be able to do that. Hopefully they will be able to do that. I certainly hope so. You guys hope so. And man, it'll be awesome if that happens. Okay, that's pretty much everything I have to say about Jeremy at this time, at least in a quick overview. Now I'm going to turn to my own stuff. As I said, I was in Florida for, I don't know, a bit, maybe a week and a half, something like that, whatever. Also, as I told you guys recently, I've been dealing with health issues and kind of still struggling with that. That's taking up my time. My living situation is going to change soon, and I've got to prepare for that. I'm basically probably going to be moving soon, and I'm just swamped. You're probably not going to see or hear much from me over the next 5 weeks. That would be my guess. Hopefully things can be in place for the season. We'll see. If something really big happens with Jeremy, then I'll try to make a video if I can. If not, I'm not going to be around. I mean, that's probably the way it is, just to let you guys know. Also, in addition to my living situation changing, I am probably going to have to spend a little bit less time, or maybe a lot less time, on these videos. Now, that doesn't mean hopefully I can still make the videos, but there's just some other responsibilities I'm going to have with some other things in my life. I do not know if I'm going to be able to make the videos right after the game. There's a chance I will have to make the videos the next day, just because of my situation, because of the living circumstances I'm going to be in. I don't know, but I'll try to keep you guys up to date on that. We'll see. As I said, we'll just see. And the same thing in terms of, how many videos am I going to be able to make? How often am I going to be able to make them? Et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I love making these videos. You guys know that. If I didn't like making them, I wouldn't make them an hour a piece a lot of times. I enjoy making them. And as we've talked about before, they need to be made because Jeremy still isn't covered properly. Now, it's getting a lot better. As we said, part of that is Jeremy making his own videos, telling his own story. And, places like the Gospel Herald, I think, of China, more news outlets are coming in that are favorable to Jeremy. And that's good. But still, day to day or whatever, there's still a bunch of just junk about Jeremy out there. And so, like I said, that's that the story still has to be told correctly. I'm not saying I tell it perfectly, but it's a lot better than a lot of this anti-Jeremy stuff that's out there. So, look, hopefully I'll be able to keep doing them, do them in a timely fashion, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But things are likely to change, and I am probably going to be out of the mix for the next 5 weeks or so, or thereabouts. It could be 4 weeks, could be 6 weeks. I don't know. Hopefully, I'll be in place for the season when the season begins. But, I might not be able to say a whole bunch in training camp unless something big happens. So that's pretty much the overview. Look, I hope you guys are doing great. I appreciate all the comments, the comments that you guys have given to John about, the videos that he's made and, asking about me and stuff like that. Look, I'm excited about this season, extremely excited. Even if I can't make as many videos or whatever, believe me, I'm going to be watching everything. And, if I can't make as many videos for a while, then, I'm off for a bit and then I got to come back. I'll watch everything. I'm going to be following every single thing. So, even if that happens, I'm not going to miss anything. So when the time comes and the videos start coming again, we'll be up to speed on what's going on. Hopefully you guys are doing well. I hope you guys have had a great summer. If you're in the Northern Hemisphere, I hope you had a manageable winter like Melody Ting hopefully did, and a bunch of other people in the Southern Hemisphere, South America, Africa, Australia, New Zealand, etc. Melody, I saw, I don't know, you asked me something from like a video a long time ago, or asked me what I thought about something, whatever. I'm sorry, I don't actually remember it right now, or I would comment on that. But as I said, I do try to read all the comments and just keep up with what everybody's saying. As I said, I hope you guys are good. I'm sure you're just as excited as I am. I'm really glad that the Jeremy Only Lin Garden fan club and other of Jeremy's fans got to see him when he was in Asia. I know a number of people greeted him, like, in Taiwan or whatever, and I know a number of people are going to go see him when the Rockets play the preseason games over in, I believe, Manila and in Taiwan. I know, Haney Chang and others are definitely gearing up for that, and that is tremendous. And we definitely want to hear about that. And it's awesome, man. It's awesome. I am really looking forward to this year. And as I've said many times, I just hope Jeremy can stay healthy. And look, there's no reason why he can't. But as long as he can stay healthy, I think you're going to see good things. And as I mentioned, in doing the Steve Nash research, Steve Nash wasn't healthy for the first, 4 years of his career. And he worked out just fine. It came along. So Jeremy's going to be fine. Just continue to work on his skills. Just continue to work on his skill set. That, primarily means shooting, dribbling, passing. Isolation plays and scoring, and getting your shots and the floaters and runners, dribbling, all of that. Because Jeremy, he does need to work on that. He does need to work on that. When we made the video commenting about the column that Rahat Hook wrote at Red 94, and Rahat Hook said that Jeremy might have the lowest skill level of any point guard starting in the NBA. I said, yeah, that could be true. So Jeremy does have a lot of work to do on that. And when you see him, as people are pressuring him hard, or maybe he's a little nervous in the playoff games, that's, work on your ball handling, stuff like this. But it's not like he can't do it. He can do it. He's already started doing it, and he's going to continue doing it. So it's not like he can't do it. The thing that Jeremy has in abundance of is talent. He's very talented. He's a pretty big point guard, and he's got excellent athletic ability. He's extremely fast. He's got a very quick first step. He's got the athletic ability to be able to play well. It's just he came out of a smaller school in terms of basketball, and he played shooting guard in college. Well, if you played shooting guard, it takes some work to get to the NBA level point guard skills. And so that's it. It's no big deal. Look, if Jeremy doesn't do well this year, or if he doesn't start off the year great, I'm not going to freak out. It's normal development for a young player, particularly somebody that's basically relearning a position. You expect that. That's what's going to happen. So, yeah, sure, if Jeremy starts out a little slow, the haters will pounce, and it doesn't matter. Jeremy's career is a marathon. It's not a sprint. It's a marathon. Just one step at a time. Let him continue to build his skill base. He's going to be fine. I do think you're going to see good things from him this year. And I do think Dwight Howard is going to make Jeremy's life a lot easier. And I think they're going to have excellent chemistry together. Excuse me. Okay, that's it for now. Thanks a lot for watching Conservative New Media. thumbs up, thumbs down on this video. Your comments below. Once again, I am PFV Paul Villarreal, the NBA expert. Again, we're only a couple weeks from training camp. This is going to be fun. This is going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait. I can't wait, and I'm sure that you can't wait either. Okay, talk to you guys soon. Try to talk to you in the comments when I can. Take care until then. As I said, I might not see you for a couple of weeks, 5 weeks, whatever, but hopefully I'll be back in the mix soon, and we will pick it up right from there. Till then, take care, and go Jeremy.